Hello and welcome to the demo of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. So this is a visual novel, so if you're not that type of person who enjoys visual novels, feel free to click off, but I personally really like visual novels and this one caught my eye pretty much a while back. I think I had it downloaded like a year ago, not a year ago, but like back in 2025, but I was just too lazy to play the demo and now we're finally here. But in this game, essentially, you play as just someone who moves to the town of Willowmist, and you have to take care of your aunt's emporium of antiques and curiosities. But of course, it might not exactly be the most normal of towns, as indicated by the witch hat. So essentially, you have to go out there in the world of Willowmist, meet some people, and uncover some secrets. I also have some things to say about this menu thing, but we'll get back to that at the end. Of course, as per usual, because this is what happened to my words, because this is actually a relatively long demo. I'm actually not going to play everything, so I'm going to leave it unfinished, and if you want, you can visit for yourself. But yeah, without further ado, grab a cup of coffee and let's get going with the demo of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. Which honestly, I would love to run. That's a buff looking cat. I would love to run a town, not town. I would love to run just a shop for antiques and curiosities. Select the game difficulty. Cozy and normal do not feature game overs for being unable to pay your bills, but hard mode does. Oh, I didn't come here for realism. I didn't come here I didn't come here to be broke, man. I'm already broke in real life. I don't want to be broke in every single reality out there. Normal. I don't know if this game has voice acting, so my throat is still kind of dead. I don't know why I decided to film it while my throat is hurting, but sure, might as well. To my dearest Sprouts. Sprout hardly seems like a fitting nickname anymore, does it? By now you must be towering over your mother. She always was a short little thing. Okay, that's such a sibling thing. Oh, you know my sister. Oh, so short. It's like, what the hell? Oh yeah, there it is. Don't tell her I called her that, okay? I fear it would make our relationship even worse than it is now, if that's even possible. Okay, not typical sibling relationship, got it. I digress. My dearest Sprout, it has been far too long since I last saw you. Still, I picture in my mind a toddler with a mess of orange hair who insisted on wearing their rain boots on the sunniest of days. Who would remove their smock, lest they get paint on it? Who would turn their nose up at chocolate but sneak carrots from the fridge when no one was looking? Who does that? You always have had your own way of doing things, my dear. That's precisely why I'm entrusting you with my greatest treasure, my antique store. Oh, dude, I want that. Well, for the next 3 months, anyhow. Oh, okay, it's only a temporary takeover. After a lifetime of living in a city, a bit of country air ought to do you well. Willowmist is special to me. I think soon enough it'll be special to you. It has quirks, which I'm sure you'll realize quickly, but it has a way of growing on you, or perhaps it's the other way around, like a parasite, or maybe a fungus. Either way, I suspect you'll fit in just fine. Oh, she's calling us weird. I'm only sorry that I cannot be there to greet you. Responsibilities pull me away from Willowmist, but you don't have to worry about that. I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your... I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your curiosity. What? Okay, wait. Okay. The two is separate. Okay. Okay, let me reread that because apparently I can't read. I'm sure you'll hear enough rumors about where I've gone to satisfy your curiosity. There. I need to pause to make sense of that sentence, or else I can't brain. Trust me, whatever they say will be nowhere near as interesting as the truth. To find the store, take a left from the train station, then a right when you notice the breeze will pick up. Then turn around and walk backwards for 7 steps. Close your eyes and turn around again. You'll find it soon enough. What the balls, man? I've been pulling you there waiting for you. He is not the easiest to get along with, but I doubt anyone could resist your charm. You're much like your aunt in that respect. Take care of the store, Sprout. Take care of yourself, and for heaven's sake, don't try to sell the vase with the when I say vase, with the vase with the bird on it, it's cursed. With all my love and faith in you, Aunt Sylvie. P.S. If you find Florian napping on the job, make sure to tuck him in. He doesn't get enough sleep. Ah, that boy. You felt a buzz from your pocket, this familiar sensation of a worried mother. The train continues shuddering along on its track in an almost comfortable way. Darling, won't you reconsider? It's such a big move. You've always lived nearby. You won't know anyone, so if anything goes wrong, why not stay home? I wish my mother was like that. And my mom's like, get out of here. But I'm not even married. Asian parents is like. Okay, so usually in our culture, I know this is weird. But in most Asian cultures, you actually, it depends on circumstances. But in most cultures, you just stay with your parents until you get married, and then you move out. Because you're still part of the family, whereas I know in a lot of Western cultures it's just like, all right, you're 18, get out of here. Of course, these are generalizations. It varies from culture, from family, all that stuff, but it's quite common for Asian families to just stay with your parents until you get married, or you can afford a place with your partner. Yeah, I'm already nearly there, Mom. You worry too much, you know that? Alright, I'll make them turn the train around. Concerning I'm on Sprout, oh my god, I can't read. This is what I get for playing this while I'm sick. Considering that I'm on a train in the middle of nowhere, it might be a little late, Mom. As much as I'd love to get on the return train back, I really wouldn't. It took 4 hours to get here. I just don't understand why you left so suddenly. 4 hours isn't too bad. It really isn't. It takes me like, what, 5-6 hours to get to Toronto? It's not too bad. A train's more comfortable than a car. But I digress. I just don't understand why you left so suddenly. Aunt Sylvie needs someone to watch the shop, you know that. I'm sure she has friends there. She also has family, you know. Wouldn't you reconsider? Sorry, Mom. I love you, but I'm always looking forward to a few months away from home. Oh, please. Me, please. New people, fresh air, and a real job. You've never even worked at a store before, let alone ran one. Aunt Sylvie says someone will be there to help out. It's an antique store in a tiny town in the middle of nowhere. I don't think it'll be particularly busy. I swear, you got your stubborn streak straight from my sister. Okay, baby, just stay safe, okay? Don't walk about alone at night. Make sure to lock the doors and call me if anything happens. Of course, Mom. Damn, there goes my plans. I will, Mom. Everything will be fine. Train's about to pull up. I'll text you later. Okay, I love you. I've never had my mom say that. Or my parents. Ay. What a culture this is. Love you too. I've never said that either. What a culture. This okay. No one asked, but I'm still gonna go with it because what the heck. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if it's the same now for especially for immigrant Asian families, but you really don't hear this sort of thing. You really don't hear just you don't. It's rare to have expressions of affection in Asian cultures when it comes to parent-child relationships. Usually it's very oh man, it's usually like, I guess their way of showing it is just like, oh, I'll give you everything or not give you everything, but like prepare you for the future as best as you can, and that's their form of love, right? It's like, just manners, a good education, every single hobby out there, figure skating, hockey, piano, and all of that stuff. And you really don't hear these words. Like, I can't tell you the last time I got a hug. Ay. Oh, there's an opening song.
listen to the voices of the folks that came before. They tell me of the choices and the tastes I have in store. Every antique has a secret, every trinket has a tale. Every person has a story that is waiting to unveil. Something in me feels aware that there's this untold magic in the air. I can't shake off this feeling, this sweet mystery. Like all the snowy mountaintops were made alike for me. Every bone in my being is begging to stay. Like all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place. Like all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place. No, right into place. No, and all my broken puzzle pieces fall right into place.
Okay, so obviously we can choose what our protagonist looks like. It's just some very basic customization. Yeah, that's it. Basically choosing pronouns. You can of course customize it, and yeah. I'm just gonna leave everything as default because why not? Why not play as default? Damn, my guy is dressed like a broke artist. So sorry, man. That's me for real. That's me for real. Oh my poor. Oh man. Okay, we're just gonna leave it like but I also don't want to like. Okay, we're just gonna leave everything default because I'm too lazy for this, and we're just gonna do this. All right, that sounds good. Okay, everything default. Because clearly they put that first for a reason, and I will do that because that seems to be the canon thing, even though it's mainly just whatever, to play as you like because this is a visual novel. Choose the path that you wish. The air was chilly as you stepped out of your train and onto the platform, if you could even call it that. It seemed more like a graveyard than any of the train platforms you've ever frequented back in the city. Oh geez, I'm so sorry for butchering every single word out there. No matter the hour, they would seem completely packed with people coming and going, rushing for reasons you could never quite understand. For reasons they may never understand either. This platform was completely empty. No one waited to get on, and you were the only person who got off. Where chatter would usually greet you, all that you could hear on this quiet platform in the middle of the countryside was the sound of the wind rustling the trees and the chirping of crickets hidden amongst the weeds. Ah, welcome to your new home, Sage. Chirp back. Sure. Home sweet home, or something. It really is so quiet. Gathering up your belongings, which you brought only a few of, you quickly found your aunt's letter once again. Left from station, then right when the wind picks up. I'm not sure what the weather has to do with it. Well, it's supposed to be a pretty small town. I'm sure I'll find it. Dude, I love the art of this game. There's something so nostalgic about this art. I can't explain it. Also, this is such a cool location. I would love to visit a place like this. I mean, Europe and stuff like that. But yeah. Wow. Hold up, I gotta tune my voice acting for the dialogue. Oh, jeez. From the way your aunt has described the quaint countryside town of Willowmist, you expected 2 shacks and a farm, if you were lucky. Instead, upon taking a left when you exited the station, you found yourself in a town center that was significantly more vast, than you first imagined. You smiled as you pulled your suitcase up a small flight of stairs, eyes searching around the beautiful facades and rural landscape. Music drifted out from somewhere unseen. It seemed almost like the sound of change, of newfound freedom. A few people passed you as you continued onwards, though for the most part you had the street for yourself. Even that was strangely foreign to you. Where you grew up, there was always people around, no matter the hour. You took a deep breath in your lungs. The air was cool and fresh. The scent of flowers drifted towards you as the wind picked up, changing course. So right now? You glanced to the right and found a street there that ran away from the town center. What did she write? Turn around, walk backwards for 7 steps, then close my eyes, then turn around again. Oh man, she could just send me the address. With a half chuckle, half sigh, you turned around and began walking backwards, hoping you wouldn't crash into anyone, though the chances of that seemed slim at the time of night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slowly, you closed your eyes, removing sight from the equation, then spun back around and opened them back up. And sitting before you was a quaint little store with green paneling and a sloped roof and a metal sign hanging above the door. It read, the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. Oh, there you are. I've been looking for you. You're even prettier than my aunt said. You reached down and searched under the doormat and quickly found the key that your aunt left for you. Its brass surface was marked with blemishes that all seemed to say how well loved this building was. The key turned in the lock soundlessly as you pushed the door open. Oh, I want to own an antique shop. It's so weird. Actually, I don't really know, because some antique shops have weird vibes. Tables upon tables of antiques and knickknacks greeted you. A dozen different lampshades and chandeliers hung from the ceiling, lighting up the space. Wow. She sure has put together an interesting collection. Is collection the right word? It looks a bit too chaotic for that. Potted plants dotted the room, bringing a bit of life to the otherwise still space. Carefully, you put your luggage to the side, cautious of knocking over anything and causing what would be the worst game of dominoes ever. And then you walked through the aisles, as if they could be called that, and inspected the store. You've never visited Willowmist before, nor seen any photos of it, yet somehow you felt this strange sense of familiarity. It made you feel at ease, despite being far away from your home for the first time in your life. You dropped everything to come here. You quit your casual job. They were hardly giving you hours anyway, only a week ago. You didn't renew your lease. Fortunately, the timing worked out well, since it was coming to an end regardless. Friends back home only found out about your temporary move a few days before your train left. Honestly though, you weren't that close to anyone. It always felt like the friends you kept around you had other friends they would have preferred spending time with. I relate to that. That's kind of sad now that I think about it. Man. That seemed to happen as you got older, the natural drifting apart of people who you once clung to like your life depended on it. You needed a change. So, here you were, in the middle of the countryside town of Willowmist, surrounded by rolling hills and mountain ranges like you'd never seen before. Oh, Jesus Christ! Whatever the man was carrying in a box a moment ago was now sprawled out over the floor, dropped in surprise. With mouth agape, I still have no idea how to pronounce that. He's staring at you, still grasping for words. Listen, if you want to rob the store, you could have done it before I got here. Common courtesy and all that. If I was gonna rob a store, it wouldn't be this dump. Hey, my aunt probably put a lot of work in this dump. Wait, forget about that. Why would I be the one robbing the store? I was here first. If anyone was going to be robbing it, it'd be you. Well, I didn't see you when I came in. I was in the storeroom. Can you prove it? Oh, why should I be the one to prove it? You're the one who waltzed in here. The man sighed, the most tired, exasperated sigh you've ever heard. and the eye bags under his eyes seemed to give away who he was. Alright, you're Florian, aren't you? Unfortunately. And you must be Sage. Well, yeah, the last time I checked, yeah. Why are you here so late? It was the only train coming into town today. Did my aunt tell you I was coming? Ugh, the same way she tells me anything. Vaguely. I don't even know what you look like. You nearly gave me a heart attack. Then we're even. God, you're exactly like your aunt. Great. I'll take that as a compliment. You shouldn't. What are you doing here so late? By the way, what, don't get along with the boss? You make it sound like you're not particularly fond of your boss. It's not like that. She's great, and terrible, the nosiest woman I've ever met. Also the best one, but that's besides the point. Did she at least tell you about the living accommodations? Nope, she doesn't really give details, as I'm quickly becoming aware of. Oh, no crap. There's no swearing. She really just left all this crap to me. I ought to quit. That'll teach her. But what do I do without you? We don't know each other, and we're not friends. You'll be fine. Then how about we be friends? I'm good. You can sleep upstairs, but it's a mess. Sylvia isn't known for her neatness. A mess is fine. I'm sure I'll fit right in. Whatever. Get some sleep. Or don't. I'll be working for a bit longer. Do you need some help? From someone who looks like they don't know which side of a mop to hold? Nah. It's the side with the sponge, right? I'm kidding. It's a joke. I know how to use a mop. You've probably been traveling all day. Just sleep. You almost sound like you care. I don't. I guess Sylvie didn't tell you anything about actually running a store either? Nope, she said you teach me. Like I'm some expert. I just wash the floors. Fine, I'll try to help tomorrow afternoon. Not in the morning? I don't do mornings. Gathering up your luggage, you stared up at the staircase. Not going to offer to carry my bags up? Get some sleep soon, alright? Yeah, alright. Don't stick around too much longer, alright? Get some sleep. Yeah, sure. Without another glance in your direction, Florian collected his dropped box, then went back into the storage room. One step at a time, you drag your suitcase up the stairs and into your new home for the next 3 months. Your aunt's upstairs apartment felt almost like a continuation of downstairs, like a kilt? It's quilts, right? Stitched together with mismatched memories. A half-read book with reading glasses resting atop the edges, sound of worn armchair, tangled yarn as soft as clouds and as bright as spring balloons spilled from a basket. The table was set and waiting for you, expecting your company. It was almost like time was paused here, in a place where vintage clocks softly ticked in unison, mismatched mugs rested in cozy clusters, and the air smelled ever so faintly of lavender and old books. And that wasn't to mention the abundance of potted plants that filled the room. It was as if a forest had crept in and decided to stay. You placed down your bags and grinned like a child who had just found a new secret hiding spot. The weight of the world and all your previous worries seemed to melt away, even just a little. This was going to be a fun 3 months, you could already tell. Unpacking could wait for tomorrow. For now, you unzipped your suitcase and pulled out your pajamas, then got changed and settled to bed. The sheets were crisp and white, the pillows fluffy, and a gentle atmosphere of Willowmist slowly began to help you drift off to sleep. I need that. I need inner peace to help me with insomnia and stuff like that. As you lay there, surrounded by the scent of linen not your own, you swore for a moment you could feel someone watching you. But then you fell into a deep sleep, none the wiser. We're at day 2. Ooh. Oh, it's like a rotary phone dial. Cute. When your eyes fluttered open the next morning, a small amount of panic settled in your stomach. This wasn't your apartment? Oh, right. Willowmist. Aunt's place. Not back home anymore. That'll probably take a bit of getting used to. You looked out the window, where you could see the sunlight cascading in from between the outstretched arms of trees. It still looked to be early, which was good. You wanted a chance to look around the store before Florian got back, maybe even be able to impress him. That seemed like a big maybe. You weren't sure, but he seemed like the difficult to impress type of guy. Well, he did like a challenge. You quickly dressed and raided the kitchen for breakfast, which you found half stocked with food. Your aunt left some fresh vegetables and fruits, and a few microwavable meals. They'd have to do for now. Oh jeez. Okay, if you get random cuts in the video, it's because I need to pause the recording, and then drink water, because, oh man, reading so much is gonna drain me. You'd find a grocery store another day, hopefully. With a pear half-eaten in your hand, you made your way back downstairs. The store had a different vibe during the day. It seemed almost whimsical, like the collection of a peculiar witch who decided a hoard of lampshades was better than herbs. Also, I do want to say, it is quite interesting, this format, because usually for visual novels you actually read it from the bottom. The text box is at the bottom. This is actually one of the first that I've read, which is on the left side. Actually, no, that's a lie. Yeah, it's pretty rare, but I have played a couple where it's like on the left, now that I think about it. You once again walked between the tables, noting that despite the clutter, everything was dust free. Florian wasn't lying about cleaning at the very least. Dude, I love the art. Dude, there's so much. What I imagine that they did for the art, because there was a lot of this, is that I imagine they built the they used 3D assets and then they just drew over it, or else it'd be kind of annoying to do all of this. So yeah, that's what I imagine that they did. If they actually just drew everything by hand, like directly, I would be very, very surprised and very, very pleasantly surprised. But I think for the most part they actually just framed everything in 3D, maybe in Blender or something like that, and then drew over it. Yeah. Walking to the counter, you noticed a distinct lack of technology. There is no computer or electronic cash register there, only an old till that seemed to be antique itself. All of the accounts looked to be handwritten in a journal that sat upright in a book stand next to it. Either your aunt had a fantastic accountant, or is committing tax fraud, or maybe both. That's such an Asian thing. You only pay in cash and 10% off your next meal, you know? Your meal, not next meal, my bad. Still, the lack of anything electronic didn't surprise you. Since you were a child, she always wrote you letters rather than email or text. She was a little old school, but that didn't bother you. If anything, receiving a handwritten letter was exciting to you. You didn't know anyone else growing up who got letters. That is true. Dude, I want like a tax. I want my not tax. I want my wax seals back. I've only used a wax seal once, and that was for my graduation. It was to write a letter to my parents, quote unquote letter. I sealed it in a wax seal. I sealed it in an envelope and it had a wax seal on top of it. That was so cool. It was such a cool thing because you could just like have like the bronze thing and just stamp it there. Like, oh man, it's so neat. That was the only time I used it. The only time I could use it. Except for people getting bills, but no one liked those letters. You understood that greatly now. Yeah, same. Standing behind the counter and looking out towards the shop, you felt an overwhelming sense of purpose. This was your aunt's treasure and she was leaving it to you. Well, for a few months, but that was besides the point. Alongside that sense of purpose was a small yet persistent reminder of just how insane this was. Drop everything to move to a town you've never even visited because of an aunt you hadn't seen since childhood. It was exciting. It was daunting. Both. It was daunting, honestly. You'd spent countless nights worrying that this was the wrong decision before deciding to just embrace it. Honestly, if a lighthouse hired me, I would probably go. It was a knock on the door that pulled you out of your introspection. A very neat, crisp knock, if a knock could be neat and crisp. You could see a tall shadow on the other side of the door, but no details apart from that. Florian? You opened the door wide, curiously peering at the stranger on the other side, who looked you up and down, looked at his watch, then shook his hand and walked past you and into the store. Well, I hope you're not about to tell me that you're Florian. That will make last night very strange to me. Florian? No, I'm not Mr. Westbrook. I apologize if that disappoints. The mystery man put down his briefcase on the counter, then began pulling out paperwork and pens from within it. Not sure I've ever met a man that's actually used a briefcase before. I kinda dig it. I suppose I'll just have to wonder if endlessly who exactly you are then. I do appreciate mystery as much as the next person, but... Right, it would be unlike Miss Marigold to leave you with any kind of instructions. He quickly pulled out a business card out of his pocket. Emmett Finch, independent accountant at Finch Advisory. Oh, you know someone's important when their name is a part of the business. Maybe we ought to rebrand the store to the Sage Emporium. Emmett, he must be Sage. I'll admit, I have heard very little of you, so we're starting out on equal footing. In short, I'm your aunt's financial partner, her accountant, and now, by extension, yours for the time being. We have a lot to discuss regarding accounts, cash flow, and taxes. Oh, great, such exciting topics for Tuesday evening. Morning, my bad. How did I completely ruin that? He watched as he pushed up his glasses, then nodded. Any time is a perfect time to talk numbers. I appreciate working with someone like-minded in that regard. I friggin' hate taxes and math. What experience do you have running a business? Honestly, none. I had a lemonade stand once. I didn't have that either. I'm gonna be honest with you. Absolutely none. Absolutely none. None, zilch, zero. Yes, I do know what none means. Understood. Seems my role will be a little more hands-on than previous months. I'll pay Miss Marigold for the extra time we need to get you up to speed. That sounds expensive. All the good things in life are. Finally, you watch him shuffle through his paperwork before pulling out one specific sheet of paper. I'll be frank with you, Miss Marigold's accounts are dire. Despite her protests, she makes a little effort to remedy that fact. Sometimes I wonder whether she truly desires to own the business or not. Perhaps with you around, we'll see some change. Perhaps we won't. Time will tell. Wow. Thanks for the overwhelming support. With you on my side, I know I'm gonna knock it out of the park. I'm supporting you. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be here. I'm just not in the habit of giving false promises. At the very least, we will aim for Miss Marigold to not return to bankruptcy. Sounds like a plan to me. I stopped by to have you sign a few forms, though only temporary. I like to keep my affairs in order. Sign here, please. One by one, you sign each and every form Emmett handed to you. And oh boy, there were a lot of forms. Great, now my hands start to ache. Okay, stay strong, Sage. You can do this. I wonder what this guy's deal is anyway. He must be a local, right? Maybe this would be a good chance to try to make a friend. While you're here, can I ask you a few questions? Be my guest. I have a little extra time before my next appointment. Are you local? How long have you worked with my aunt? Is there anything fun to do around town when you're not working? Sure. Is there anything fun to be had around town? Apart from doing taxes, that is. That depends on what you find fun. If you mean theme parks and musicals, then you're out of luck. If you enjoy hiking, dining, or live music, then there's plenty of that. I'm down to try new things. I wish you all the luck trying them on your own time. Do you live in Willowmist? Yes, my practice is located close to here. Oops, sorry, I hit my mic, my bad. You'll find my address on the business card I gave you. Have you always lived here, or have I happened upon another wayward wanderer like myself? I formed my practice here, yes. I mean, well, you personally, not your practice. I don't see that makes any difference. How long have you worked with my aunts? It's been... He digs through his briefcase, nodding as his eyes scan the various documents. Do we need that? Oh, man. A year now. Give or take a few weeks. This man has a lot of clients if he can't even remember that, apparently. How long has it been? Satisfactory. Wait, how has it been? Not how long. I swear I can read. I'm not... Okay, maybe I can't. But I digress. Miss Miracle has had her account sorted. I have been paid, so I believe that counts as a success. And how has she been to work with? Well, you ask. Well, I haven't seen my aunt since I was a child, so I was wondering what she was like these days. She is fine enough to work with. Very memorable. Well, that's all I have to say on that's all I'll say on the matter. Evan looked down at his watch before setting his eyes on the door. I'll stop by in a few days to go over paying your bills and keeping the lights on. Until then, keep your account and journal at the counter, and I will assess it when I return. I'll try my best. Apologies if they're not quite the standard, but I'll have Florian here to help me. Hopefully. Actually, are there any good breakfast places around here? My aunt left a few things, but I'd kill for a nice breakfast while I'm waiting. There's quite a few decent establishments. Well, are you hungry? We could grab a bite and have a mini tour of the town if you were up for it. You killed it, Sage. There's no way he can turn you down now. He's gonna go to work. Emmett adjusted his glasses again, his expression impassive. Unfortunately, I'll have to pass. I'm paid for doing accounting, not for eating breakfast and tours. Have a good day, Miss Marigold. Just like that, he gathered his briefcase and walked out the front door. The chiming bell's the only reminder he was there in the first place. Oh man, it's so cold. Aren't people from the countryside meant to be super welcoming? Being Florian and Emmett seems a little harsh. He spun back around to the doorway after hearing the bells, but found no one there. Strange. With a shrug, you found yourself turning back towards the store. It would still be a few hours until Florian turned up, so you decided you might as well familiarize yourself with the items around the store while you waited. You're surprised to find that a couple of hours barely scratched the surface when it came to inspecting the show floor. There was just so much stuff. And absolutely the amount of stuff, absolutely nothing had a price on it. Even digging through the paperwork at the counter, you couldn't find any notes about inventory or pricing. You were massaging your temples in stress when you heard the door chimes ring again. Hi. Wow, he really doesn't want to get sunburns. I like the getup. Thanks, I like the sun. I can see that much. Did you manage to get some sleep? I guess. Oh man, this is how I interact with people. Oh man. Ay. God, I'm so bad at social interactions. Are you gonna ask me how I slept? If I have to. And if I say you did? How did you sleep? You can't sound less interested. Funny that. Well, I'll pretend you actually care then. Surprisingly, I slept really well. The bed was super comfortable. How fascinating. I'm happy for you. Really. I'm giving him the driest voice possible. With a sigh, you watch Florian drop his sachet, I don't know what this is, bag behind the counter before removing his various mismatched accessories. I suppose you worked out how to run the place while I was gone. Do you really think my aunt would make it so easy? She never does. Fine, I'll explain. But I'm only going to do this once. If you don't pay attention, I'm not repeating myself. Even if I say please. What if I say please? I'll ignore you. Pretty please? I'll ignore you even more. We buy things for cheap, then sell them for more. That's pretty much the gist of it. And what? That's all you're gonna tell me? What else is there to tell you? That's how it works. I know how stores run, Florian. Am I bothering to explain it to you? You gotta give me more details than that, or I'll run this place into the ground. I guess I do need this job. Fine. Buy stuff, sell it for more, also keep it clean or no one will want to come in. Right now, we're pretty much out of rubbish to sell, minus a few things I put behind the counter. What? I thought you were going to listen to me. How can we nearly be out of stuff to sell? There's stuff everywhere. You watched him as he looked around the room, then shrugged. They're just your aunt's decorations. All of that's just decoration? I guess. I don't know. I don't make the rules, I just help out. That's crazy. How does anyone know what's for sale and what's decoration? I don't know. Alright, fine. It's all just for looks. I can deal with that. How much do I sell things for then? Whoever you want to sell them for. How would I know? I'm not an antique salesman. You better become one quick then. You don't want to go broke. Oh god, what have I gotten myself into? A mess. I wouldn't take on your job if my life depended on it. Just keep track of how much you buy crap for that in your journal on the counter. You should be able to eyeball how much things are worth, but you'll get better as you go. Probably. Is it my journal? Inventory and stats. Oh. Ah, I see. What's my stats? Cleanly. Oh no, I'm stinky. The most valuable time in this shop? Wait. I'm so sorry for not being able to read. The most valuable thing in this shop? Time. Cool. Single. I will remain eternally single. Don't test me. I will be ace in this game as well. You can probably just adjust the price later if crap's not selling. Doesn't really matter. Let me see what you've got then. Checking behind the counter, you notice a handful of small knickknacks. They weren't much compared to the rest of your aunt's decorations, but they have to do. Alright, well, now what? You're the boss. I like the sound of that. Are you gonna call me Boss Sage? If I really have to talk to you, I'll probably just call you Sage. Oh, wow, if you have to talk to me? He just shrugged. Fine, it's probably for the best anyway. You wouldn't want all this power to go to my head. He shrugged again, then found a broom and began to sweep up the already clean floor. There were already a few people hanging around outside, like they're waiting to talk to you or something. You're not a celebrity, are you? That's the last thing I could be bothered with. Oh wait, my bad. That's Florian that said that. I'm so dumb. I'm really sorry. I'm not literate today, apparently. There are already a few people hanging around outside, like they're waiting to talk to you or something. You're not a celebrity, are you? That's the last thing I could be bothered with. I could be. Not the last time I checked. Last time I checked, my Twitter account had 35 followers, and most of them were bots. Me too. Probably not a celebrity then. Probably not, no. He walked over towards the door, then flipped open over the sign to open. Outside, the afternoon sunlight filtered down like liquid gold, hitting the cobblestone just right. The trees swayed gently in the light breeze, and the cool air carried the faint scent of pine and distant bacon from a kitchen unseen. You breathe in deeply of that air for a moment. I don't know if you guys caught that on my mic, whatever. It felt like an old friend stopping by to visit. Warm and comfortable. Also, just sucked my mic. That was really weird. I'm not doing that again. No more breathing in deeply. Hey, Florian? Florian? Oh, right. I forgot you were there. Wishful thinking, I guess. I'm going to speak to you so much you wouldn't be able to forget me next time. Oh, great. Have you ever felt like you were being watched around the store, by the way? Watched? You're watching me right now. Does that count? Well, no. I mean, well, it does, but not in this case. I mean, watched around when no one else was around. Not really. Not any more than is normal, I guess. There's a normal amount of feeling like you're being watched? In this town? Yeah, probably. Huh, I was wondering. By the way, did you grow up here? Yeah. Never chose to leave town? Nah, nothing out there worth seeing. Well, have you never felt like being stuck in one place is like being in a cage? He paused on that, actually thinking. I I guess that cage is pretty comfortable. I mean, I think that's why I came here, really. I want to help my aunt, of course, but the winds of change pulled me here. It pulls a lot of people here, I think. Really? Yeah, a lot of people who don't fit in anywhere else. Maybe that's why I'm here then. I doubt it. Huh? You look like you fit in just fine. Okay, rude. Dude, my aunt Sylvie was the same way. She was like, it has its quirks, but you're gonna fit in. She was basically calling me weird, and now Florin is too. Rude. Also, that pout. You're muttering. Don't worry about it. You have family? Are they your aunt, I mean? Well, my mom, but her and my aunts are a little estranged. They haven't spoken in years. I have no clue why. Huh. Usually people can't resist her. Oh, she's popular like that? What? No, I mean... do you have a crush on my aunt, Florian? No. It's not like that, really. I mean that she has a pull to her. She's annoying and nosy and probing, but she has a way with people. You can't help but get along with her. He's blushing. You seem a lot like her. Well, that sounds like a pretty big compliment coming from you. What about you anyway? Does your family live nearby? Maybe. They maybe live nearby? I don't see them anymore. Oh. I'm sorry for prying then. I pried first. Your eyes has found the doorway where a young girl of perhaps 14 or 15 stood, eyes on you curiously. You're not Granny Sylvie. Hi. Granny? I can pretend to be if you like. Dude, Sage is unironically really funny. I don't know why. Gosh, she's such a... Well, Durham mood, depending on how you customize her, I guess. If you like, I can pretend to be. Well, I guess if I squint, you kinda look like her. Nah, maybe not. The way you stand is different. I'm Sage. Granny Sylvie is my aunt. I'm just helping to run the place for a while. The girl studied you, crossing the room with a strange... I have no idea what this litheness to her movements. Standing before you like that, she leaned in close. Hi, I'm Vienna. Sometimes people call me Vivi. You look very interesting, you know? I like the way your nose joins your face, and your eyebrows are cool. Thanks? Well, thanks. I like your eyes. Do you have heterochromia or are they contacts? Oh, I just realized that they were chromic. Oh, blue and green. They've always been this way ever since they were. What? Hey, you sell things, right? Pretty things, cool things. It's my mom's birthday tomorrow. She likes pretty and cool things, and she's pretty and cool. So, can I buy something for her here? Don't you have a look around and see if anything catches your eye? You have eye catchers here? I'll be careful then. She gives Luna Lovegood vibes from Harry Potter. Just like that, she left you standing there, slightly bewildered, while Florin had made his way away from the commotion. When his eyes met with yours, he gave you a thumbs up and mouthed, "Nice nose." Your hand went up to your nose. Really? It was a nice nose. I think my nose is too big. You walked behind the counter, then settled on a stool there while Vienna looked around the store. She examined things very curiously. Her fingers often just hovered over the surface of objects without touching them, as if she were somehow feeling their energy. When she did pick something up, she would turn it around and around in her hands, tilting her head this way and that to see every single angle. Her mismatched eyes narrowed like she was looking at a difficult puzzle when she was really examining a teapot. She held it up to sunlight, despite the fact it was opaque, like it would reveal something hidden that no one else would ever notice. There she put it back down, not exactly where it had been, but close enough that you didn't feel the need to correct her. The strangeness of it all brought a smile to her face. Somehow, after a morning with Emma and Florian, she was something fresh. Found something? I can give you some suggestions too, if you tell me a little about your mom. She's really good at finding things, not just keys or socks, but things you didn't know you lost, like hope or patience. Yeah, she's good at finding those. Oh, I need that. I definitely need that. Oh, she laughs at colors too. Bright colors, happy ones. And her hands are always warm. I would be kinda scared if her hands weren't warm. I mean, always warm is nice, but, you know. Well, that's interesting. I think, maybe this? So, oh, a handmade shell necklace. Cool, I think she'll like this. She likes shells, they're so quiet. I bet it knows how to listen too. Thanks for your help, you're so cool. Well, I barely did anything, but you're welcome. Hey, if you ever need anything else, we'll be here. Thanks. I think I'll come back again. Maybe on another day when the sun is shining, or maybe not. Great. Get home safely, all right. And I hope your mom likes the gift. Vienna waved towards you, then headed out the door with her purchase in her arms. Congrats on her first sale and all that. I hope they're all that exciting. Do you know her? Do I look like I know every single person in town? Honestly, no, you look like someone who would go out of their way not to know everyone in town. I mean, does she stop by the store often? Not that I've noticed. Maybe once or twice, but I don't know. I'm usually in the storeroom. I can tell. You look like you need to get some more sunlight, mister. No thanks, I burn easily. Yeah, dude, you're pale. Oh man. Apparently, at some point in my life, my sister was like, "Damn, bro, you're gray," because apparently I just didn't go in the sun for that long. But I mean, it's common. It's common for Canadians to just not too common, but it's common for Canadians to just like not have full exposure to the sun because of winter and all that stuff. So our milk does have vitamin D supplemented into it. But still, gray skin is quite concerning. So yeah. They sell things for that, you know? Sunscreen, aloe vera. Why do you care? I don't really. My aunt said to look after you. And if I've fallen hopelessly in love with you. My aunt told me to look after you. She what? She said you don't get enough sleep too. She should mind her own business. You too. Yeah, I will. The bell chiming for the second time that afternoon drew you both away from a conversation, and Florian used it as a chance to retreat back into the supposed storeroom. Beautiful Sylvie, apple of my eye, belle of my heart, will you do me the greatest honor The man before you wore his long wild hair back in a loose ponytail, and his shirt perhaps one button too far undone, depending on who you asked. He was down on one knee, as if about to serenade you with the world's most beautiful poetry, or ask you to marry him. You're not Sylvie, I see, though I can sense her genes a mile away. You must be Sage. You watched him spring to his feet. He was certainly far more sprightly than he looked, and walked forward to put a hand on your shoulder. I've heard so much about you, even that is not enough. He reached out to shake your hand smoothly, his energy contagious. I'm sorry, I'd love to return the favor, but you are... so the lovely owner of this place hasn't had the chance to mention me. That sounds like our Sylvie. Quentin Bakerland, at your service, occasional poet, but full-time chef. The chef is Bakerland. Monsieur. And you and my aunt are... No, you must understand. Is she the most beautiful... Oh my god, my throat caught when I tried saying that. Is she the most beautiful woman to ever grace this town? Yes, of course. Does my heart become a flutter when she walks in the room? Certainly, without a doubt. Do I near fall to my knees each time she speaks my name? That should be obvious. Where was I? Your relationship to my aunt? Right. Yes, we're dear friends. Right, friends. Well, it's nice to meet you, Mr. Bakerland. Please call me Quinn. Family to Sylvia is family to me. Quinn, then. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but my aunt is actually out of town for the next few months. I'm just here helping while she's away. My heart shatters into a million pieces once more. But that is hardly your fault. I should not ruin such a momentous occasion. I've never met any of Sylvie's family. It must be very special indeed. I wouldn't say that. We're really close despite the odds. Special? I don't think I'm particularly special. My grandparents have passed away, and my mother and aunts are estranged. I'm really the only other family she has. And I can tell you're special to her. You would not be here if you were not. What did you want my aunt to have the honor of then? This is most fortuitous. There is no place that could take our lovely Sylvie's place but you, of course. Are you fond of fine meals, beautiful atmospheres, and live music? Well, yes, and yes. Define. I have a restaurant just off the main street. I've created a new dish. I call it my Crimson Risotto. Roasted beets, rich vegetable broth, a swirl of cream, and topped off with mushrooms. My mouth salivates at the thought. Please, would you do me the honor of sampling my new dish? Who am I to turn down a meal? Dude, that sounds good. I love a risotto. Delightful. But I need some time to prepare. Tomorrow night I will astonish you with the finest food in Willowmist or beyond. And before I forget, welcome to the town, Sage. There's no place like it. You'll be calling it home before you even realize it. Thanks, Quinn. I appreciate the warm welcome. And warmer I will get once you taste my cooking. I must depart immediately to prepare. Please, await tomorrow evening with as much anticipation as you would give your birthday. I actually don't look towards my birthdays anymore. With the heartiest laugh you've ever heard, Quinn left the store with a grin that nearly went from ear to ear. The soft near evening sunlight drifted through the doorway as he left. Pulling your phone, you know the time. 5:03 p.m. Crap. You scrambled to pull up your text, where you could see nearly a dozen left by your mother to the tune of, "Did you arrive safely?" And "Oh my god, you're dead!" Sorry, Mom. I'm here, I'm alive. I just got caught up in everything. I'm totally fine. Sage? Dear Lord above, you nearly gave me a heart attack. I was this close to getting on the train there myself. Maybe I would have waited a little longer to text then. Not funny. I know, really, I'm sorry. I'm just glad you're okay, my baby. Totally okay. Met a few new people already, and everyone, well, mostly everyone's super friendly. The town's beautiful, Mom. You'll love it. Lots of beautiful scenery to paint. I think. Honestly, I've barely left the store yet, lol. You know, I haven't painted in years. Well, maybe you just lack the right muse. Anyways, I need to close up the store now. Alright, text me if anything happens, okay? Yes, Mom. Love you. You flipped the sign on the door over to closed as Florian re-entered the room. You miss all the fun staying holed up in that storeroom. I don't really care. I prefer it that way. So antisocial. Why did I say it like that? Why did I scroll my way through antisocial? Well, anyway, I guess I can understand in a way. Well, you do you. I'm gonna go upstairs and start unpacking. You don't have to stick around all night, you know. It's fine. I start late, then I stay late. Oh, why not just start earlier then? I just prefer it this way. It's quieter. Well, alright. I don't really mind. Get home safely, okay? Sure, maybe. Get home safely. Yeah. Nah, I don't think I will. Leaving Florian to his work, you headed back upstairs. Piece by piece, you unpacked your belongings slowly. It wouldn't do you any good to spend the next 3 months living out of your suitcase. If you were going to live here, you were going to do it right. Still, you felt almost reluctant to disturb the quiet rhythm of the room at first. Your aunt had turned this place into a home, and gradually you were adding to it, making it something more, hopefully something even better. Each item you pull from a suitcase, a soft sweater from the winter here, a stack of well-worn books. Wait, it's 3 months. Do you really need to prepare for winter in 3 months? Found its place amongst your aunt's belongings, like a thread woven to someone else's fabric. A framed photograph of your aunt, much younger and standing in front of the store, sat nestled beside its ceramic teacup, its handle chipped but cherished. You placed your own picture frame carefully next to it, unsure if it would fit. It somehow felt right, like a new memory slipping into an old album. You pulled out more of your treasures, a glass vial of seaglass you collected with your mom, a well-worn notebook that smelled faintly of ink in your laptop, which you placed on the desk. As you slid your clothes into the chest of drawers, you noticed that the sun had long since settled over the horizon. Packing had seemed so quick. Unpacking was another beast entirely. Oh yeah. The thing that I hate most about trips was just packing and unpacking. I think that's the worst part of every trip. Except maybe going to going to Asia. Staying on a plane for like 12 plus hours. Going to Hong Kong took me like 20 hours. It was not great. And then going to Australia took me like 24. Like it was an entire day. It's insane, dude. Sometimes I just hate traveling, but the experience is worth it sometimes. You found your way over to the window, hands full with a pair of tall pink glasses you've been given all the way back on your 18th birthday, then lingered there, feeling the cool night breeze wash over your skin. The soft glow of the full moon was already casting a silvery light through your room. In the distance, you could see the mountains that loomed like gentle giants, their peaks softened by a veil of mist that curled around them in dreamlike patterns. Here and there, you could see the faint trails of smoke rising from chimneys, fading lazily into the sky. But mostly, everything outside was still. You turned away from the window, suddenly feeling that familiar feeling of being watched again. In the corner of the room, you saw it. Oh, something, a person perhaps, floating a foot off the ground, head tilted to the side as if they were too heavy to carry, staring at you with wide eyes. When the ever-loving hell is... Your time is near. You can't hide from me any longer. The pair of glasses in your hand instantly fell from your grip, smashing on the wooden floor. Shards went in every direction. Ah, crap. Your eyes snapped back in search of the person, but found the space she had occupied now empty. Am I not getting enough sleep or something? You knelt down, inspecting the damage. One glass had survived, luckily, so you collected that quickly and put it aside. The other one hadn't fared so well, though was in mostly large pieces. Grimacing, you slowly picked up and disposed of each piece. Ouch! And just your luck, the final one was the one that cut you. You quickly disposed of it, then cleaned your wound, but couldn't find a first aid kit anywhere in the room. Oh, maybe there's one downstairs in the storeroom. Florian, are you still here? I could kinda use your help if you are. What is it? I'm not paid to help you with personal stuff, you know. He walked out of the storeroom, arms crossed. Something really weird just happened. I swear I saw someone in my room. She spoke to me. Then I kinda dropped the glass and got cut. It's not that bad, but I could use a band-aid if you have any. All the color dropped out of Florian's face in a moment. He stared at you with wide open eyes, mouth open slightly, yet no words escaped. You're... It's not that bad, is it? He almost looked like he was going to be sick as he charged out the front door, leaving you staring out towards him in disbelief. Oh, wait, Florian? A tiny drop of blood dripped to the ground. I guess I'll find it myself? It didn't take you long to find the first aid kit. Your aunt had decided to forego the usual plastic box with a cross on it, instead had picked out an old wooden chest. Whoops, I clicked my mouse wheel on that. Interesting. Huh. Why did he react that way? you're. Is it because Sage is a normal human being? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me check. Let me check something. I want to confirm something. Are they all non-humans? Are they? Because he seemed surprised that she was bleeding, which is interesting. It was a little scuffed and weathered, with brass hinges that creaked when you opened it, but it's very much fully stocked. Stocked? Oh my god, why did I butcher that? You found bandages in all sizes, neatly rolled gauze, I'm sure, and adhesive strips in patterns ranging from plain beige to princesses and knights. You also noticed a few other slightly more eccentric additions: a small vial of silver dust labeled for curses, a flask of dark red liquid labeled emergency F only, a broken mirror which you made sure not to touch, with a note attached that read for illusions or lies. There was also more of what you had expected to see: herbs, powders, and other natural remedies. You're almost into that kind of stuff after all. You pulled out a plaster and quickly stuck it to your hand, but fortunately the bleeding had already stopped, my bad. It wasn't much worse than a scratch, luckily. You opened the door and poked your head out, searching for the mostly darkened streets for Florin's figure. No matter where you looked, though, you couldn't see him. It seemed like he hasn't just stepped outside. He didn't just step outside, he was gone. I didn't mean to upset him. I'll have to apologize tomorrow. Giving up for the night, you headed back upstairs into your room and then settled into bed. How were you settling into bed after you saw someone in your room? I would not be able to sleep if I turned around, saw someone. I would just not sleep in my room. Just like that, you fall asleep surrounded once again by the unfamiliar scent of the store. And with that, we are ending the demo here. Because my throat is dying. But more importantly, this is a good spot to end, because this is the most unsatisfying place ever to end, which means that you guys are going to have to go to, you guys are going to have to go to the Steam page yourself, download the demo and give it a shot for yourself, play through the game, and then be excited for the game, because you guys want to know what comes after that, don't you? Right, so that was the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities. I like it. I do like it quite a bit. Obviously I like my visual novels already. This was already right up my lane, but I mean, I also like my mysteries in visual novels as well. I like mysteries in general, in stories and games and stuff like that. And toss in a bit of magic and you basically won me over. The art is nice, sound design is nice. I know sound design isn't something that's too remarkable, but the fact that they had an opening sequence as well, I thought really elevated everything. What else? I mean, generally I think most of the things are well designed. I don't really have anything too much to nitpick. I think writing wise it's actually quite it's quite up to date. I would say nothing too it to me this strikes a good balance of being good to read and also flowery. They use occasional fancy words, quote unquote, but it's a nice balance between not having repetitive words and just having the dialogue be casual enough. I think they strike a really good balance with that. So I do have to highlight the use of language and just dialogue and stuff like that, because that is something that I find to be quite difficult to do. just striking a good balance between just narration, fancy languages and stuff like that, and they did strike a very, very good balance. I do want to highlight that. Now, remember when I first started this game, I was like, I want to point out something regarding this menu. So this is going to be primarily addressing the center the center of this. So ideally I would have wanted the text to be in the same font as the sign "This way to Willowmist." I would have liked that, just so then it's a bit more cohesive. Right now it does seem kind of random. Now, I know for readability's sake it is like that, but for the sake of style, I think that wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, because already the menu is the starting screen is a lot. There's just so much going on. There's so many colors. There's so much, like, and then certain points it's like simplified. It's very jarring to have this much detail, this much color, and then you look at the menu over here and you're just like, oh, it's very basic all of a sudden. So I do want a bit more cohesion on this starting screen. And notice the extras over here. I think this is the best way to sort of visualize this, but to sort of describe this thing. So notice how the extras word in general seems to be slightly off center. It seems to be going towards the left. That is probably because of something called measured alignment. So if you actually, I imagine that this extras word is actually centered. So I imagine that whoever designed this probably just pressed the centering tools, and that's it. The alignment tools on whichever program that they used, and that was it. But the problem is that this sign itself causes an optical illusion. It's a very small thing, but this sign is not a perfect rectangle. It has this point at the end of it, which actually just changes the length of things, or more specifically, changes how we perceive the length of this thing. So even though it might seem actually aligned to the center, which it is, I imagine, it seems more tossed to the left because of the fact that it ends with a point. So it seems like it's more squished to the left because the point is like it's more narrow. So even though there's centering tools, there's alignment tools, that's what we call measured alignment. It uses pixels and it's just pixel perfect and stuff like that. In design, we also have something called optical alignment for cases like this, because our eyes are very, very easily tricked. It's why we have things very, very simple optical illusions like two lines and they seem to be going parallel even though they're not, or something along those lines. Our eyes are very, very easily tricked. So we have something called optical alignment, where even though the thing isn't going to be the element, the object, the path, or whatever isn't going to be perfectly aligned, we're basically just going to use our eyes to sort of align it, rather than trusting math and programs to align the thing, rather than trusting measured alignments. Because, again, our eyes are inherently flawed and we do see things weirdly. So, in this case, and many of these, I think it would be probably better to use just our naked eye to just adjust this, or else you'll get cases like this where it seems like it's kind of off-center, even though it's perfectly centered in terms of the length of the object and the height and all that stuff. I think it's much better to use your eyes to avoid that sort of thing. So that's just a design thing, measured versus optical alignment. Yeah, it's this way too with certain objects, like one part of the logo is like longer than the other, so you want to like adjust it as well. Because the way programs work is that it takes into consideration the entire length of the thing. So when it centers, it's slightly off center. to a different element. So it's a whole thing, and it's a small thing, but it's also something that I do want to nitpick as a designer. So yeah, again, it's a small thing. Everything else about this game I really do like. Yeah, there's just a lot going on in the menu. So I would have liked a bit more cohesion and stuff like that. Other than that, I mean, I had a great time with this game. Sound design, great. Dialogue, writing, that I thought that was great as well. Art, I very much so enjoyed it as well. So if you guys want to find out what happens on day 3 of the Willowmist Emporium of Antiques and Curiosities, make sure to download the demo and give it a shot for yourself. Make sure to play through most of the content. I think there's like, what, 6 hours of content? I played through quite a bit of it already. Not really. I didn't play through any of it. So do make sure to stick around, play the entire demo, and make sure to wishlist the game, because I'm sure it gives the creators a algorithm boost and all that stuff. They don't have a credit section, otherwise I would have played it. But yeah, make sure to wishlist the game, give the creators the credit that they deserve. And so yeah, I hope you guys have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on when and where you guys are. And see you guys next time. Bye. See you and take care. Bye.